The MLB is terrified of this, as in the heart of free agency, the New York Yankees have been scouring the trade market and found the perfect target who is looking to be traded, and this has huge implications for the Yankees as it makes them a much better, more dominant contender, but also will have an impact on the way this current Yankees roster shapes out, how the lineup shapes out, and also, there will be subsequent moves because of this as well that we will have to go over. So there's a lot to discuss on this front, guys, and we're going to waste no time jumping right in. But before we do that, if you're part of that 69% that's not subscribed to Yankees Digest, make sure to subscribe so you do not miss a single New York Yankees update all offseason long. We are covering everything regarding the Yankees, so make sure to be subscribed, have those notifications on, and let's jump right into it because there is a lot to talk about on the Yankees right now. As we know, the team desperately needs to go out there and get some more help onto this roster. There's needs the Yankees have. I mean, the biggest one, or one of the biggest ones, is not having a leadoff hitter on this team, and the other one is being the fact that they don't have a shortstop. Now, ideally, you could kill these two birds with one stone here, but at the same time, that is difficult. There's only so many shortstops on the market, and the only guy who really solves that problem on the open market right now in free agency or trades is Bo Bichette, who obviously would be a huge help and who would be really nice if the Yankees signed him. At the same time, it is hard to imagine that deal actually does come to fruition, though anything is possible. However, with the Yankees, they have now found the perfect trade target right here, as this guy right here, Brendan Donovan, is on a very bad Cardinals team and has now been pegged as a top trade target in this MLB offseason by multiple sources, and it was revealed by Mark Feinsand that with 2 years left of club control remaining and a healthy arbitration raise set for this winter, Brendan Donovan is one of the more likely trade candidates of the offseason. The versatile infielder and outfielder can play all over the field, a quality that figures to be appealing to a number of potential suitors. A Gold Glove winner in the utility spot in 2022, Donovan made his first All-Star team in 2025, finishing the season with 10 home runs, 50 RBIs, and a 775 OPS while finishing in the top 10% of the league in both whiff and strikeout percentages. So Donovan, he is a clear fit for this Yankees team. That's very clear. And as Mark Feinsand said on the buzz factor, it's high because the Cardinals figure to be the most active team on the trade market this winter, with Donovan, Nolan Arenado, and Sonny Gray all prime candidates to be dealt. The Astros, Yankees, and Guardians are among teams believed to have interest in the 28-year-old, giving the Cardinals multiple options to pursue here. Now, obviously, adding on Donovan would be incredible for the Yankees. They get their leadoff hitter here, as Donovan, who had a 287 batting average, would step into that role. He's a good base runner. He had a 775 OPS. He gets on base well with an on-base percentage of .353. So he's someone who will consistently get on base for the Yankees and be that leadoff guy. It does move Aaron Judge back to the 2-hole as well, which Judge does prefer to bat third, but since Donovan is a lefty, he would lead off with Judge second, and then likely Cody Bellinger if he is re-signed to be at that third spot. With the 4, likely we would see Giancarlo Stanton and then Ben Rice. And also it could depend on if the Yankees are facing a lefty or a righty pitcher. But at the same time, Donovan, with a 287 batting average, would just be the clear-cut leadoff hitter for the Yankees. He was an all-star, and though his cost would be fairly pricey, the Yankees should not have to give up everything to get him. Now, Yankee fans were quick to comment on this, saying, trade Jazz, go get Donovan, it's that simple. We have players that have actual position, or we hate players that have actual positions. This would have made a lot of sense if we didn't trade for Ryan McMahon. So what do we give up for him? There's a bunch of the reasonable questions, and they've been in on him since 2023. And again, what happens to Jazz Chisholm is one of the biggest questions that does get asked here. And that does make a lot of sense. I mean, Jazz is the Yankees' second baseman. He did step back in at third base briefly this year, so DJ LeMahieu could play second, which was a weird choice overall. And Jazz said, I don't like playing second base. I don't like playing third base. I am a second baseman. I feel more comfortable when I'm playing second base. I'm better at second base. I'm better for my team. when I'm playing second base, but at the end of the day, I want to win a World Series. So if you need me at third base, I'll play third base. Well, Jazz, he's not as much of a utility guy as Donovan. Because of Jazz being an elite fielder, you can kind of throw him around wherever and he'll hang in there. However, the Yankees were much better with Jazz at second, and Jazz wouldn't leave second. Donovan would go to third in this scenario. Brendan Donovan would become the Yankees' third baseman, and then there would be a lot of questions about what happens with Ryan McMahon. Is he a platoon guy who sometimes steps into third or first base, depending on what he's needed at? Ryan McMahon also can play second base if you absolutely need him to. He's got a good arm. You could ideally also potentially stick him in left field at times. McMahon can move along the field a little bit more than people think he can. He's just not the fastest guy, so covering second base or the middle infield would be a little bit difficult for him, and the outfield can be a stretch as well. But at the same time, the Yankees, they don't have to be married to Ryan McMahon by any means. I mean, with Jazz, it's a little bit different. Jazz is an excellent player. He's an all-star. The man had a 242 average last year, hit 31 home runs, had 31 stolen bases, 30-30 guy right there, with an 813 OPS and an OPS plus of 125. The man's an all-star. He's a silver slugger. You don't move Jazz out of second base. He is your second baseman. Had a 4.2 WAR. Was also just, again, had a better season than Brendan Donovan this year. So Jazz wouldn't go anywhere. Acquiring Brendan Donovan puts him at third base, and it puts Jazz still at second. That doesn't change at all. Jazz is still at second base. McMahon, though, he's not someone who has to be a guaranteed starter on this Yankees team. He had a 214 batting average last year with a 693 OPS. He didn't stun the world by any means with some elite performance that locks up third base for good for him. Yeah, he was a good acquisition at the time, but also he's low on contact, and frankly, the fielding is good and the power's solid, but he doesn't have to be someone who the Yankees feel required to start. And again, he can play second or first base in a pinch as well, which is a huge thing to go over here. One thing's for sure, though, the Yankees definitely are interested in acquiring Donovan. That we do know. As Ken Rosenthal mentioned, offloading veteran contracts is far from the Cardinals' only priority. They also will look to trade from their surplus of left-handed hitters, a group that includes Brendan Donovan, a first-time All-Star last season. Donovan missed most of the final 6 weeks due to a nagging groin injury and underwent sports hernia repair surgery in October. But he is expected to be ready by spring training, and while the organization holds Donovan in high regard, the argument to move him involves the timing of the Cardinals' next competitive window. Donovan will turn 29 in January and has 2 years remaining before free agency, and the Yankees are interested. Infielder Brendan Donovan, who is arbitration eligible for 2 more years, is also drawing a lot of interest and seems to be likely traded. The Yankees, Dodgers, Royals, and Guardians are among the teams believed to be potential landing spots. So the Yankees have been named multiple times as a landing spot for Donovan. I want to see them go out there and acquire him because he saves the third base situation. It does make you wonder what happens with Jose Caballero, but it also gives you a really good reason to play him at shortstop over Anthony Volpe, especially after having that 828 OPS and hitting with a 266 batting average, being an elite base runner and an excellent fielder. He would step in there. And honestly, man, how could you really argue with, a Ben Rice at first, Jazz second, Caballero shortstop, and Brendan Donovan third base? The fielding's very good. The shortstop is the weakest link there, and still, if Caballero can match what he did with the Yankees last time around, it's not even a weakness at all. It's an 828 OPS. That's better than what Brendan Donovan had anyway, so it would be super, super cool to see this happen. This would be an excellent move. It does matter off price, but I don't think the Yankees would have to give up one of their top 5 prospects for him by any means. But guys, what do you think? Are you interested in the move or are you not interested? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. Go Yankees.